Hey, good morning and welcome back. This is encouragement and motivation from my heart. And I hope you enjoyed your canoe trip yesterday and that you were able to reflect on the questions that were asked at the end of the show. It's not a show, at the end of the video. And I look forward to hearing your answers from those questions because I do want your feedback. I do want how you've been able to reflect upon the same thing that's brought in me encouragement and that God has shown me, because that's really what this channel is for. Is I want to be able to share with you the things that God has shown me. It's not that I think that I know more or that I understand more. It's I want to share it with others, because that's really what all of our experiences are supposed to be about, is sharing those experiences and life lessons and that have been learned with other people, so that way they too can overcome whatever that struggle may be. And today's a little bit hard. This one today is called Imagine, because as I was reading my devotion this morning, that's exactly what I was doing, and it kind of broke my heart to just imagine what God may have felt like during the biblical time frame, and even today. So today I want you to imagine creating and bringing a child into the world, helping the child grow by providing ways for them to grow. You're giving them an endless supply of resources to be successful, and you're hoping for a relationship with them in turn. And through all of that, and through raising them, through giving them everything that you have been given to be successful, they in turn go and they reject all that you taught them. They still use the resources, but they claim that it did not come from you, and that you did not provide them. They begin putting their hope and trust in the very things that were created to hurt them. And in time, they stop talking to you, and they even forget who you even are, and that you're there. How would it make you feel? I know for me, I would feel devastated. I would feel angry. I would feel so confused, because all I wanted was the best for them, and I tried to give them that, Well, this morning as I was reading in Ezekiel, I imagined this very thing of how God would feel as, he brought so many out of captivity. He brought so many out of starvation. He gave them an endless supply of resources and even a place to grow closer to him. And instead of following those instructions that led to the path of success, they turned from him and they worshiped creatures on the ground and the sun in the sky. They cried out saying, God has abandoned us, when in fact they actually abandoned God. This is known as idolatry. And idolatry, though it doesn't have to be a statue or a figure in the sky, it's whatever we love more than having a relationship with the one who created us. Some of these excerpts that I'm going to be seeing today are taken out of a devotion, and it's called the First Five app. And I'm reading today, or I read today, out of Ezekiel chapter 8. And Ezekiel chapter 8, Ezekiel was sitting in his house, and the Judah elders were in front of him, and the Spirit of God came and took Ezekiel in a vision. This is all in a vision, to Jerusalem. Ezekiel was sitting in Babylon at the time, and he showed him this vision. He took him to in Jerusalem and showed him that there was a statue at the north gate that people were worshiping, that there was women who were crying because apparently there was this son, Tamaz, that died, and this mother wept and decided to immortalize him by saying that he was in the ground or whatever. So every certain time frame for 4 months before, it was right before spring. All the women would get together and they would cry, and that's how they thought that the crops would come. I don't know, it was really weird to read. And then even in the courtyards, which the courtyards were only supposed to be allowed for priests, there were about 20 men who turned their backs to the chapel, or to the church essentially, and they looked towards the sun and they were bowing down worshiping. So, all of these things that God was showing Ezekiel, known as idolatry. But today, it doesn't have to be a statue. It doesn't have to be something in the sky. It could be many other things. And this is where I really had to reflect in myself. It could be food. It could be traditions. It could be money. It could be social media. It could be home possessions. It could be a hobby, a collection, a career, personal appearance, or reputation. So whatever it is that you're putting, you love more than having a relationship with God, is known as idolatry. So my question for you today is the same question that I'm going to be reflecting on and praying on, is what are you setting higher than your relationship with God? God is the only one who knows how we flourish. He's the only one who knows how we can be successful. He wants to protect us from the harm that comes from loving and pursuing lesser gods. And we mistakenly believe that these lesser gods or these things can satisfy us, when in turn it's God, a relationship with God, that can satisfy us. We get so caught up with wanting to be successful that we forget the only one that can give us that success and supply our every need. Now, if you're listening to this and you don't know Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, so all this sounds really crazy to you, I want to encourage you to do some research, and you will find that a relationship with Jesus is like no other. To put your hope and your faith in the one who died on the cross for our sins so we could have a relationship has been an amazing experience for me. And I don't know what I would do without a relationship with Jesus Christ. So I know at the beginning of this story, or the beginning of this message, I had you imagine raising a child and that child leaving you. I know there are certain situations and certain things to where things happen. And if you are someone who you feel like this has happened to you and you don't have a relationship with your child, I pray that God will rekindle and reunite that relationship. And I know that He can and that He will. But it first is going to take not you going out and trying to make things happen, but by you drawing closer to Him. And by drawing closer to Him, He will continue the work that He's done in you, but also in your child. I hope you guys have an amazing day today. Today, reflect on, what are you setting higher than the relationship with God? Is it food, traditions, money, social media, home possessions, a hobby, collection, career, personal appearance, or reputation? If so, go back to the one who knows what will help bring us success, and that's Jesus Christ. I hope you guys have an amazing day today, and I hope this message inspires you to reflect upon your own life, to see what it is that you are causing to keep you from growing in your relationship with Christ and being successful. I hope you guys have a great day.